Now, fans that either sold their tickets or whatever, all of a sudden an emphasis is starting to get thrown onto the tickets where people believe she will be playing. And that's starting to make the ticket prices go up, and up.
All right, settle in, because the WNBA season is delivering drama, unexpected twists, and public comments that feel straight out of a reality show faster than a fast break. And the latest episode just dropped with a comment from someone high up in the Indiana Fever organization that has the entire WNBA world buzzing and questioning what is truly happening behind the scenes, and if the team is facing more fundamental, serious problems than they're letting on. Problems that go deeper than just one star player being hurt for a short time. We're talking about Fever President Kelly Krauskopf, a major figure in the team's front office, a person who knows what's really going on with the team and the league, and she just said something about Caitlin Clark's injury and the team's unexpected struggles that has people wondering if the Fever are facing more fundamental, serious problems than they're letting on.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't going to be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA still doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs.
Problems that go deeper than just one star player being hurt for a short time. It wasn't just a simple standard update about a player being hurt, which happens in sports all the time. It reportedly felt like she dropped a bold statement, maybe even spilled some tea about the team's unexpected struggles and lack of depth without their biggest star, or just let something important slip out that wasn't meant to be highlighted publicly. And that shows the pressure on the team, and her reaction to the situation has everyone talking and adding a whole new dramatic layer to this already intense season. You definitely need to hear what she said and why it's causing such a stir, and adding to the feeling that the WNBA is in a chaotic, confusing place right now, navigating uncharted territory with its biggest star being out of the lineup and the team struggling. You're watching WNBA Scoop, and we're diving into Kelly Krauskopf's shocking reaction to Caitlin Clark's injury and what it might reveal about the chaos, the pressure, and the difficult, unexpected situation hitting the Fever and the league right now, pushing everyone involved, from the front office to the players, to their limits, and exposing potential weaknesses and unpreparedness.
Don't hate the player, hate the game she got, because she's really talented, especially for being Palangi, She's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff. Like, proven fact is, they had a game on June 7th scheduled. It was going to be Angel Reese's team, which plays for Chicago. And then for Caitlin Clark's team, they were supposed to go up there playing Chicago on June 7th. First, the ticket sales were at $76 a ticket. Then after they found out Caitlin Clark's not playing that game, she got injured, sales dropped to $25 a ticket.
The comment reportedly came from Fever President Kelly Krauskopf, a name well known and respected in the WNBA world, especially in Indiana, where she runs the team's operations and makes big decisions about players and the team's future. It happened when she was talking to reporters and people about Caitlin Clark's injury and how it affects the team's ability to play games and win, especially early in the season when every win matters and teams are trying to start strong and build momentum. She was reportedly giving a necessary update, like team presidents often do, about the situation with injuries and the lack of available players on the roster. Reports say she mentioned that the team is currently heavily down in numbers, meaning they don't have enough healthy players ready to play right now because several key players, including their most important one, Caitlin Clark, are out due to injuries. She said that because of this serious lack of available players, they are actively looking at adding another player to the team very quickly, maybe even using a special kind of contract for temporary players who can fill in for a short time to fill in for someone who is hurt and help with the lack of available players on the court. She called it a necessary and quick adjustment that the team has to make fast because games are still happening and they need players on the court to compete at a professional level.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't gonna be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA still doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs. You can argue all you want if she's the best player in the league, but you absolutely cannot argue if she's the most important, because she is. She is more valuable than all the other players combined, and that is just a fact.
But then, reportedly, she said something that really caught people's attention and felt like it might have been a bit more revealing or unexpected than just a normal standard injury update you'd hear from a team president. She was talking about the team needing to add a player quickly because they don't have enough available players. And reports say it felt like she let the cat out of the bag, meaning she accidentally revealed something important or sensitive about the team's struggles, something they might not have wanted to highlight publicly just yet, about how this lack of players is impacting things beyond just needing bodies on the court for games. People are interpreting her comments as showing just how much the team is unexpectedly struggling right now because of injuries, particularly the unexpected loss of Caitlin Clark, who drives so much of their offense and brings so much attention, and how it's putting a lot of pressure on the front office to find players fast to fill the gaps and try to keep the team competitive while their stars heal. This wasn't just a simple update about needing another player. It reportedly felt like she dropped a bold statement, perhaps showing the unexpected pressure the team is under, revealing how thin the roster might be in terms of depth and preparedness for injuries, or highlighting how difficult and unplanned this injury situation is making things for the team's plans and expectations for the season, creating a crisis that wasn't anticipated.
The WNBA is now suffering a major injury as Caitlin Clark is going to be out for 2 weeks with a quad injury. And the reason we're bringing this up specifically is the Clarkonomics effect to this. Obviously, players miss time all the time, but the Sky and the Fever were supposed to play in Chicago in about a week on June 7th. The opening ticket price was $86 because you have the Angel Reese vs. Caitlin Clark showdown that is now box office. Yeah, those tickets are now down to $25. Down to $25 after the injury announcement. And it's supposed to take place in the Bulls Arena, the United Center, as opposed to the normal Wintrust Arena. That's about a 12,000 seat difference, give or take. So
what exactly is the situation with Caitlin Clark's injury that is causing all this talk and pressure on the team president and the front office? Reports say that Caitlin Clark has a left quad strain, which happened recently in a game. She's now reportedly out for at least 2 weeks, according to the team's announcement. This means she's missing several important games during this time, games that people were really excited to see her play in because of her popularity and the attention she brings. What makes this particularly impactful, beyond just a star player being hurt, which happens in sports, is that some of the games coming up were already moved to much bigger arenas, specifically because of Caitlin Clark's huge popularity and the number of fans who buy tickets to see her play. For example, a game against the Washington Mystics was reportedly moved from their usual smaller arena to a bigger arena in Baltimore to fit more fans, and a highly anticipated game against the Chicago Sky was reportedly moved from the Sky's usual building to the United Center in Chicago, which is the largest arena in the NBA and holds many more people, all because of the excitement and ticket demand around Clark playing in those games.
Support system, that shouldn't change. I think, Caitlin knows that she has the ears and eyes in the locker room, and the support that she has behind, whether it's us or anybody else. I would like to think that she knows it's there, and to really take her time and make sure that she's, well enough to be who she needs to be for us, because I want the 100% Caitlin, so I'll take it.
The main reason these games were moved to bigger arenas and were selling so many tickets was simple: the Caitlin Clark effect. People want to see her play live, and they buy tickets in huge numbers, filling up arenas that were previously empty or only partly full for WNBA games. The WNBA was reportedly betting big on her popularity and her ability to bring in fans and attention to sell tickets and make the league much bigger this season. But now that she's injured and not playing in these big games that were moved to bigger arenas just for her, it's creating a strange, awkward, and potentially costly situation for the teams and the league. People who bought tickets specifically to see her might be disappointed because the main reason they bought the tickets is no longer playing. The question that many people are asking now is, will the teams or the league give any money back, or somehow make up for the fact that she's not playing in these games that were moved to bigger arenas just for her, games where ticket prices were much higher because of her presence? One article reportedly mentioned that it's unclear if teams will provide any compensation or ticket refunds to fans who bought tickets expecting to see her play, which adds a layer of financial drama and potential fan anger to the injury situation, beyond just the impact on the team's performance on the court.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
People are also looking at the bigger picture of officiating and how the league is being run overall when they talk about Clark's injury and the team's struggles. Some people feel that the way the WNBA games have been called by the refs, especially regarding the physical play against Caitlin Clark, has been unfair and inconsistent, allowing opponents to play too physically against her without calling fouls. They feel that this tough, uncalled physical play might have contributed to her getting injured, even if it wasn't one single specific foul that caused it. While the team hasn't directly said her injury was caused by a specific foul or by the overall physicality she's faced, the ongoing debate about the level of physicality in the league and the inconsistency of officiating adds to the frustration and concern among fans and analysts when she does get hurt, making people question if the league is doing its job to protect its players, especially its biggest stars who bring the most attention and revenue.
A word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty, so sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass, she can shoot. Man, she is the complete...
People are also talking about the person in charge of the WNBA, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, and her way of handling things. Some people feel like she has a strange way of running the league and dealing with important issues, especially when it comes to player safety and officiating consistency. They compare her to someone like Simon Cowell from America's Got Talent, a judge known for being harsh and focused on performance, but instead of judging singers, she seems to be deciding what kind of rough play is okay in basketball and what isn't, in a way that seems inconsistent and unfair to many. People are saying that Engelbert might see aggressive hitting near the basket as good hustle and allow it, instead of calling fouls to protect the players from injury. They joke that Caitlin Clark could get hit by a steamroller on the court, and the commissioner would just issue a statement calling it robust defense, meaning strong play, instead of calling a foul or taking action to stop that kind of physicality, making fun of the league's perceived priorities. People feel that her way of managing calls and talking about the game and player safety makes fans question if she's serious about fairness or if she's just trying to add a little extra show or drama to the game to get attention, even if it hurts the players.
How crazy was this season versus the seasons past?
Our jersey sales were up 1,193%. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and we're thrilled about it. But it brought visibility to the whole team of the Fever and to the WNBA. But if we just want to keep it in Indiana, we look at ticket sales sold out every night, over 17,000 fans in our games at home. When Caitlin announced that she was coming out into the draft on a Thursday afternoon, from that time to Sunday night, we had over 6,000 phone calls, people wanting to buy season tickets. But even something as simple as our terrific mascot, Freddie Fever, his appearance requests went up 150% this season. So you talk about the Fever, the team, which is what we've been working on,
Kelly Krauskopf reportedly talking about the team being down in numbers, meaning they don't have enough players, and needing to add a player quickly because of injuries, especially Clark's, highlights the immediate pressure on the team's front office. People are wondering if Krauskopf, as the team president, has publicly and clearly addressed the big problems with the refs and the way the game is being called, because it feels like the team office isn't communicating much about these controversial topics and the concerns that fans and coaches have about the officiating problems. People are saying it feels like the Fever front office is running some kind of secret operation, like a hidden escape room with clues scattered everywhere, but nobody really knows what the plan is or what's really going on behind the scenes when it comes to these important issues. People feel there's not enough clear talk from the team about the controversial fouls Clark has taken and the consistency of calls. And it leaves fans and players wondering what the plan is to fix it and why the refs are calling the games the way they are, leading to frustration and distrust from the people who are watching. People feel that the lack of clear communication from the team about the officiating problems and the injury situations is making things worse for everyone involved. They're saying the team feels trapped in a confusing situation that they can't easily get out of, where they're dealing with injuries and inconsistent calls at the same time. People are comparing the team's struggles to how good they could be if everyone was healthy and playing well together. They imagine a dream team where Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and other talented players are healthy and ready to compete at the highest level and win championships.
Shame on you. Kathy Engelbert pens this beautiful article written by Kathy about Kathy for Kathy, explaining why she is solely responsible for the boom of the WNBA. Folks, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. The commissioner of the WNBA on transferring the league ahead of a breakout season. And what was that plan that Kathy Engelbert put in place? Working in partnership with my new WNBA team members, NBA colleagues, and WNBA owners, we developed a strategy with 3 pillars. The league would think player first.
People are also talking about how good the team could be if they find the right players to play with Caitlin Clark, players who fit her style and make the team better. People are saying Clark is like a famous point guard from the NBA, Tyrese Halliburton, because she can make amazing passes and control the speed and flow of the game, making her teammates better. People see a lot of similarities in how they play and how they can make their teams dangerous. Krauskopf also reportedly said that finding the right types of players to play with a point guard like Clark will make the team awfully dangerous, meaning very good and hard to beat. And she said she's looking forward to that challenge of finding those players who fit well with Clark's talent and make the team even better.
Yes, man, you guys heard me correctly. None other than Kathy Engelbert is singing a different tune this season about Caitlin Clark. Now, we know last year she was talking about all of the other rookies being included in this, making a difference, being able to help contribute to the big bang of the WNBA. This time around, she's owing it all to Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I told y'all this at the beginning of the month. The chickens was coming home to roost for the WNBA, because I'm telling you right now, there has been a lot of spooky things going on and people is tired of it.
People are looking at the team now, especially with Clark's injury, and thinking about how good they could be if everyone was healthy and playing well together. They imagine a dream team where Clark and other players are healthy and ready to compete at the highest level. But then, they see the strange way the refs call the game, like calling a foul on Clark for just showing confidence or making a quick move near another player at the very start of a game, calls that seem unnecessary or unfair. People feel this is a confusing and unfair way to start a game, and that it shows the refs are more focused on strange things or showing bias than on calling fair fouls based on the rules of basketball. This makes people watching wonder if the games are fair or if the refs are doing things on purpose for other reasons.
But Kathy Engelbert, in her naivete or in her delusion, she takes credit for it. Instead of saying it's because of Caitlin Clark, instead of saying it's because of the person from Iowa, instead of saying it was because of her, Kathy says, oh, it's all me. My strategy, my plan, my 3 pillars. In this entire article, Kathy Engelbert mentions Caitlin Clark's name 2, maybe 3 times. Angel Reese's name once. Cameron Briggs' name once. Let's get right into it, because this article, from start to finish, is...
People are saying that the team's plan to play well and win is being hurt by these strange calls and the lack of calls for fouls against them. and it makes fans and players wonder if fairness has been forgotten. People feel like fairness has taken a backseat to other things, like making the games look a certain way, making them more physical, or maybe favoring other teams or players who have been in the league longer. People are saying that the team is dealing with injuries and needing to bring in new players quickly to fill in, and they're trying to find a way to play together in a rhythm, even with all these changes to the roster and the strange way the games are called. The coach is reportedly trying to make the game plan simpler so the players can focus on just a few things and play without thinking too much, even if some players have to play in spots they're not used to because of injuries.
Black and white sports reporters, well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and other YouTube channels, y'all aren't going to like this. Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship, this whole bus. She's driving it, everybody else get in the back.
People are saying that even though the New York Liberty are a very good team, maybe even unfairly good, they also seem to get calls from the refs that no other team gets, giving them an advantage. People are saying it looks like the Liberty have a special kind of protection or favor from the refs that other teams don't get. They joke that a player on the Liberty could do something rough, like punch someone or take their pads, and the refs would still give her a point because she was being creative or aggressive, making fun of the idea that the refs favor them. Meanwhile, they say, if Clark just stands there, the refs call a foul on her. People watching are starting to see a pattern and think that the refs aren't being fair to all the teams and players, and that they are favoring some teams or players over others. People are making videos and posts online showing how the refs miss fouls when the other team fouls Clark, using slow motion and music to show how clear the fouls are and how the refs are ignoring them. They're joking about the excuses people make for why the Fever aren't playing well, like saying it's because they don't play defense, which people feel is unfair to the team given the issues with the refs. People feel that the way the league and some people talk about Clark and the fouls is like making fun of the situation and not taking it seriously, even though it's hurting the game and maybe even causing injuries. People feel that the level of unfairness, or gaslighting, making people question what is real, is surprising and is taking away from the game. People are saying that injuries are a part of sports, and they understand that it sucks if you buy a ticket to see a player and they're hurt, but they're also saying that the way the league is handling things is making it look like they don't care about the players or the fans who are buying tickets. They say if a big player like LeBron James or Steph Curry in the NBA was hurt, nobody would ask if fans should get their money back for tickets, because it's understood that injuries happen in sports and you don't get refunds. People feel that talking about giving money back for Clark's injury is like saying the WNBA isn't a real professional business that follows the normal rules of sports and ticket sales. People feel that the New York Liberty team is very good, but it's hard to take the game seriously and feel like the competition is fair when it looks like the refs are helping one side or calling the game differently for one team. They say it's like the league is taking home court advantage for the Liberty and making it a rule that the refs have to favor them, which makes the games feel less fair and less exciting for people who want to see a real competition. People say it's tiring to watch games where the rules don't seem to be the same for everyone on the court. People who are fans of the Fever just want to see their team play well and win, especially now that they have exciting players like Caitlin Clark, who is bringing so much attention to the league. They're happy to see more people watching and buying tickets, but then they see the problems with the refs, and it makes them mad and question the league and if they can trust what they're seeing. People feel that Commissioner Cathy Engelbert isn't seeing or isn't doing enough about the problems with the refs and the consistent unfair calls. They think Kelly Krauskopf, the team president, needs to do more too. Maybe act more strongly and publicly call out the league for the way the games are being called, because it feels like the team office isn't communicating much about these controversial topics and the concerns that fans and coaches have about the officiating problems. People feel that if the team and the league don't deal with the problems with the refs and make the games fair for everyone, the drama and the unfairness will just keep happening and will hurt the league in the long run, causing fans to leave. People are saying that the league needs to grow up and be more professional. They say players should focus on playing basketball well, not on drama or being jealous of someone else's success. They feel like the league needs to make the game the most important thing, not all the side stories or controversies. They think if players and the league focused on playing great basketball and making sure the refs were fair, more people would watch and respect the WNBA, and it would become a much bigger sport. People are saying that the way the WNBA games are being called right now feels more like a gladiator arena, where players are just trying to survive, than a professional basketball league where skill and fairness are the most important things, meaning it's too rough and chaotic. While some fans might like the roughness, people feel that the fans the league needs to attract, the casual viewers who are new to the WNBA, are turning away because the games feel unfair or too messy to watch. People say these fans didn't come to watch wrestling, they came for real basketball. If the league keeps ignoring players' safety and fairness and doesn't hold aggressive players responsible, those casual fans who are new will keep leaving. People are saying that the problems with the refs are not just mistakes. They're like the refs are making choices that hurt the game and make it look bad on purpose. They think the league needs to make sure the refs are fair to everyone and call the game the same way for all players. People are saying that Caitlin Clark is a hero to many young girls because she works hard and doesn't give up, even when things are tough. They think she shows that you can be a good player and succeed even if people try to push you down or make things hard for you. People are saying that Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky are winning games and looking confident, even though the Fever are expected to be better and are struggling right now. People are saying that the Sky are doing better than people thought, and the Fever are not doing as well as people thought. People think that maybe the league needs to let the good players just play and not make things too complicated. They think that if the coach makes the game plan too hard, it makes it harder for the team to play well. People are saying that if the team keeps making things too hard, they might keep losing games and fall behind teams like the Sky. People feel that the lesson from this season is to keep the game plan simple and let the talented players play. People think that if the Fever team makes the game plan easier, they will be able to play better and win more games, even without Caitlin Clark, or when she comes back, because the talent is there. People feel that this season is showing that sometimes having simple plans and letting the talented players play is better than making things too complicated and messy. What do you think about Kelly Krauskopf's comments and the situation with the Fever? Is the league handling things well? Drop your opinion in the comments below.